Hello. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. How's everybody doing? One love to each and every one of you. I hope everyone and their family are doing well. So, today's program is how are people supposed to give their best when they are broken? In Abraham Musa, which is life issue. In Abraham Musa. As always, music is a good sensory for the mind, body, and soul. And I can start the program without playing music. Last week I was off because, I did not, due to circumstances, I had to start the program earlier and I didn't play no song. And I was going to play song afterwards, but by the time I was done with everything, my baby sister, my motivational sister, Sister Emma Manson, and loved ones was done discussing the topic. I was like drained. So you see, like I need my music to get me up. I love music because it heals me personally. It just uh, helped me calm my nerves. Also, uh, for me to just be at peace within and out. So just love music and I love dancing. I don't dance to show off. So today I'm going gospel. For some reason, that's my mood right now. So let's start with Daughters of Royalty. Esther Smith will be after the show. After the program. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Let's start with Daughters of Gloria Jesus because that's how I arrange it. Yes, the next song, which is Brother Philip. I love this song. Ah, may God rest his soul. Hey, welcome. I'm back. God bless. Charlie, music is definitely a good sensory for the mind, body, and soul. I was feeling kind of like somewhat tired, but just playing two gospel songs, I'm feeling awesome. And that's what music is all about. My older sister is calling me. I hope this is not emergency. So, let me play my jingle from Brother Brian that he made for me, along with Brother Ankara, putting also his creativity behind it. So.
What I mean is, beloved, Achota Mesa is here. Let us go and listen to her. All you have to do is to give her your listening ears. She's going to dissect, and even intersect.
Yes.
Words.
Pastor, 1 minute. Wait.
I am going to listen to Achota Mesa.
Sir? Oh, Brother Brian, unso ye kikim ankasa ne brother anka. Na me shramu ene modo mode amami. Hey, this is like so strange. I have both my sisters calling me this early. What is going on? About your mummy embre kakrai. Mamimbo, as I'm doing that, mami my main friend is sister, because I have two of my sisters calling me in between short period of time. hita panting ting ting. So let me remo, and it come home. Come on, Miss Fun. Come on, me. Send me to me. Come on, send me. Oh, baby. Kenya, yes. Oh, yes. Kenya, Tina. I am connected. Kenya, yes. Oh, yes. Kenya, Tina. I am connected. Oh, no, can make it free. I see. Oh, no, can make it free. Ah, oh, Jimmy, I hit up and ting, ting, ting. So let me remove. Then he come home. I come back this one. I come back, me. I said, to me. I come myself, mommy. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate your patience and time. So everything is fine. I just, didn't. I wanted to find out with both my older sister, my baby sister, calling me in between 1 minute apart. So I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing wrong. And yes, everything is cool. My older sister is going to work. My baby sister did not get the notification, so she was just calling to check to see if I am on or not. Hi, mommy. How you doing? Oh, my mommy is on. Mrs. Amma Mensa. How are you doing, mom? Rakofi Apomu Etithing. Okay, so the topic again today in Abrabo Munsem life issue is how are people supposed to give their best when they are broken. So I'm basically going to talk mostly about reprogramming and believing in ourselves. Because in order for one to be their best, they need to be able to heal and build themselves up. Majority of the time, or most of the time, whichever one. And for some people, it's sometimes, we tend to rely on other people to save us, other people to love us, other people to give us a sign, other people to be our legs, our eyes, our ears, our everything. We expecting other people to kind of say things to make us feel better with our wrongs. Because in everything, you always have two ways, good or bad. And then when it comes to happiness, there's also sadness. Every little thing that exists in the world, among humanity, there are two sides. When you have evil, there is good. When you have darkness, you have light. And I can surely say goodness and light, love, happiness always win, depending on yourself, depending on myself and our decision making. There are situations that are very difficult to let go. I have spoken about letting our past go and focusing on your present and your future. There are times that we have to rely on our past in order for us to get to the present and the future, be successful in the future. Many things are like, even when we climb a steps or a ladder, you have to start from bottom and go up. It's impossible for anyone to climb up the steps starting from the top. That's impossible. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. How is one going to be able to do that? And we have people talk about common sense. So this will be one example for that. We use our basic fundamental sense to make decisions that best favor us or that best work for us during our emotional, psychological, physical, and other pains that we're going through. Oh, today's program is like, I feel like somewhat emotional. Mostly, I'm talking about this topic not for me personally, but it's connected to me in some ways because we all have past. Some of us have past that are like, very traumatized. And there are some people, they cannot overcome that because they have never had anyone in their life to provide the support, the emotional support that they need in order for them to move forward. Some of them, they are still in situations being traumatized. It could be being abused in any way, emotionally, psychologically, verbally, mentally, physically, sexually, financially, spiritually, and identity wise. And some, they have gone through it and now they're trying to rebuild their life back together. One cannot ask another to just move on when they have gone through traumatic events in their past. Each and every one of us come from a different home environment, different upbringing, and each one of us have their own imperfect way how to deal with their past and move into their present, things they can do to move to their present and put their past behind them. But it's not going to be easy. How are people supposed to give their best when they are broken? Now, being molested, being sexually assaulted, being raped, limited to being less, being taken advantage of, where do we draw the line with acceptable behaviors and non-acceptable behaviors? Most of us are not good at using their words, expressing themselves when they're going through difficult times, when they're going through challenges. Some people do not know how to voice out their pain, their struggles, things that has been done to them by a family member, a neighbor, a friend, or co-worker, and Lastly, at times by a stranger, because as human beings would say, being at the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, destiny sometimes can be as cruel as it can get. Because how does one end up in the wrong place at the wrong time? We have had innocent, vulnerable people died, um, find themselves in 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 a dangerous situation, in a sad situation, in a fatal situation when they were not expecting it because they were with someone or they just happened to go out to have fun. How is that? I don't know. And I can't heal other people unless they allow themselves to be healed. Um, oh, sorry, guys. Today there's a lot of um. Excuse me, guys. My daughter needs some information. But the one in the bedroom already is on. Okay, you can only one person can watch it at a time. You can't have two people. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. I have to drink water. Okay. So, like, some decisions we make, and then at times you just want to go out and have fun, be free, because we all have freedom, right? But then you come upon evil, and some people are lucky to make out of it, others are not so lucky to make out of it. The starting point to working on ourselves or yourself or myself, to heal and moving forward is never going to be easy. It's never easy for a traumatic victim or victims, to heal from their wound, but it's possible. It's definitely possible for you to get there. Um, it's important for us to believe in ourselves. The truth of the matter is that we have been conditioned throughout our life to doubt ourselves. And I don't know why that is, but it just seems to be, when you think of religion and other stuff, love, um, there are there has been so many manipulations, deception, lies, um, and you know, lack of transparency, fear being taught into young children, teenagers, um, young females and young men, uh, women in general, and men. But when you look at religion, you see more female than male. More females, many females are easily manipulated, and easily fooled. And it's unfortunate. We all different. We have different understanding. In religion, you have a lot of people, a lot of women, um, you know, worshiping mere human, the pastor, instead of God. So there seems to be more churchgoers than believers. Why are you born again if you don't even understand the word of God? It's important for us to retain ourselves to get rid of our fears and self-doubt in order to build our self-esteem and self-confidence. Due to lack of confidence, you have a lot of women that are worshiping mere human. Everything that we do in our life is a result of our belief in ourselves and believe that is possible. Some of the things that we as human beings can do to build our self-confidence and believe in ourselves. First, we have to visualize. We have to visualize ourselves as we want to be. Learning to identify our stronghold, which is our weakness. What are some of the things that are holding us back? Then identifying your stronghold. But once you identify your stronghold, rather jokingly, Afamut is saying good morning to you as well. Happy Sabbath, right? When you identify your stronghold, things that are holding you back, some of your trauma, some of your pain, the ones that you need to really address it head on. If you need counseling, if you need other coping skills, need to learn other coping skills to learn to self-regulate yourself, things that will not benefit you in your present state and in your future, you definitely need to delete it. It's not going to be easy, but before you can delete it, you have to talk about it and let it go. Do not hold on to things that will eat you alive, that will make you settle for less. Even people, or make you want to be with a group of people that you yourself know they're not like you because you are exceptional. Happy day to you too, Brother Kinsley. Brother Joe Kinsley. God richly bless you as well. And amen to that. So when we visual ourselves, you focus on in areas, identify your stronghold and your strength. When it comes with our weakness, with some people, both women, men, is just having low self-esteem, not being disciplined, not doing self-assessment, not loving yourself as you want other people to love you, not valuing yourself. But when it comes to not valuing ourselves, most women falls in that category. A few men falls in that category because it's most of the men who limits their women of not valuing themselves because of the way they treat them. Learn to affirm yourself. What are some of the things, your abilities that you can tap into it to self-regulate yourself? You set yourself to win. Set yourself up to win, to always win, no matter what circumstances that you're in. Set yourself to win. Don't set yourself to fail. And don't be fearful of trying new things. Step outside your comfort zone and Believe me, you will find things that you would not even think that you'd be capable of doing. It's so important for us to ask ourselves some critical questions. Really important. Because when you don't ask yourself critical questions or difficult questions, realistic questions, that's when we seek in others to do all that for us. And we end up taking on or holding on to negative advices, suggestion, and choosing that path instead of doing it on our own. We have brains, our own brains. We need to activate it and use it the way that we want. Sister Mary Ampunsanwofidia, welcome. Apomu Edison. Thank you for joining. We also need to help someone else, those that we love. But in order to do that, you have to start it with you. You cannot help another person if you yourself is broken. You cannot pull yourself together. You cannot do things for yourself. You always going to other people or expecting other people to do things for you. The one thing, this is what I love, self-care. We need to do self-care. We need to care for ourselves. A lot of people don't do self-care. I have been there, taking care of other people, worrying about other people, loving other people, and not putting all that back on me, because it took me some time for me to finally start believing in myself, my abilities, the level of my capability, how I think, act, and do things in my life. You know, most of the things I went through in my past had made me the strong, independent, established, caring, loving, disciplined, self-confidence, positive, supportive uh, woman that I am today. My parents definitely play part in it, because my mom and my father, they push me on different level. My father being a teacher and my mom being a nurse, the two of them with different professions. I mean, they both work with people. They push me in different ways, and they help me see things in a different light. When I was younger, I didn't see it that way, because I just felt that my parents, like they were too strict, and they not giving me enough room for me to spread my wings. Now, being a mother, a wife, a parent, has really made me appreciate both my parents. That everything that they did, every day of my life being with them, they wanted the best out of me. They knew I wasn't perfect, but they loved me as I am anyway. And then my struggles with having to live with some family member for 5.5 years, almost 6 years, that also built me up to be outspoken and use my words to express my feelings and not hold on to my pain and difficult times that I went through. And I can't allow that to define me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. My past is my past. I have come terms with my past. I have forgiven those who wronged me. including those who lied to get what they want, to be part of other people's life. Those, the one uncle who flogged me for things I didn't do, some cousins who thought ill of me and did everything in their power to disrupt relationship with my baby sister and some of my family members, all because I had something that they don't. I am blessed in every level. I am loved in all things. People who knows me personally and take time to get to know the type of person that I am loves me unconditionally. And I love me. Loving me is not selfishness, because the love that I have built for myself, I'm able to transfer that to my loved ones, my husband, my children, and friends who I know cares for me based on their action and the things that they say. When someone cares for you, they don't work too hard to get you to love them. Love comes naturally. And we have had people that talk about love is blind. I'm sorry. Love is not blind. Love is within, inside, within. It's not in your eyes. So you don't need love to see. You need love to feel. You know, some people misplace a lot of things. How can love be blind? Those who feel love is blind and believe that love is blind, oh my gosh, they need to reprogram their mindset because they are lost. And such people will be taken advantage of. They will find themselves being mistreated because when they see things, they don't speak of it. They allow it to go on. They enable things to happen because they have made themselves believe that morning, honey. They have made themselves believe that love is blind. No. Love being a feeling. The reason being, and I'm talking realistically, I'm not going to say my personal opinion. No, I'm being realistic and I'm being honest. Many people believe love is blind because they do not want to admit to themselves that this man or this woman or this their child or this their family member or this friend, this neighbor is bad person. They doing things that should not be happening. And I have to speak of it. I have to stand up and hold this person accountable. People that believe love is blind, they know that the person that they with has bad characteristics, but they choose to not address the problem at hand. They chooses to continue to love this person because they are fearful of being alone. They are fearful of being lonely. They are fearful of not being with someone's love. They are fearful that they are not able to identify their stronghold. They are fearful that without another person, they cannot survive. Love is never blind. I don't know who started the term, how it became a slogan for many of us to believe in that love is blind. No, eyes and feelings has nothing in common. It has nothing in common. When one is feeling hurt, you feel it within. You, the one who knows what you're going through. But in order for people, some people, you see the pain in their eyes because their eyes are so plain. You don't see nothing behind their eyes. Some people choose to just suppress their feelings because they don't want other people to think that they're weak. When one cries, when one expresses their pains, when one becomes vulnerable because they have feelings for another person, it shouldn't have to be a crime or have to be a negative thing for that person to be broken when they are not a whole person. I mean, emotions and feelings, when someone are emotionally connected with another person, it's hard for the person to break away. You have some women who stick and stay with a man who is constantly abusing them verbally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, sexually, financially, spiritually, identity wise. And they still choose to stay with the person because they truly do not see that they are worth everything. They don't see themselves making it without submitting to this other person. When you love someone, you can't just switch off the feelings. You need time to heal. When you break off your relationship or your marriage is no more, you need time to heal. You can't just break off and get into another relationship because you're going to find yourself failing again. The reason why many people fail and they keep talking about love is blind is because they don't want to accept reality. They don't give themselves time to heal fully before they move on. They don't allow their mind to actively work as it should. Uh, excuse me. Today my voice is like kind of like dry. Excuse me. But naturally, Apomo X is saying, my beautiful sister, yeah, Atubra, Apomo is saying, oh my gosh, what are some of the ways that we can do to start believing in ourselves? Because everything that we do, it needs to start from us. If you do not believe in yourself, in your abilities, you will not be able to succeed in life in the future because you always going to end up settling for less. We always have to be realistic about our goals, both short-term goals and long-term goals. At times we have to settle for short-term goals while we work on the long-term goals. You have people who wants to be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, um, a midwife, a carpenter, a teacher, and so many other things. But there are some professional professions that is looked upon higher than others, which shouldn't have to be. One needs to make their own decision and be what they want to be. But in order to do that, you have to start believing in yourself and be realistic. Accomplishing goals and make us feel good. When we accomplish our goal, it makes us feel good. I remember like when I finished high school, I was like so goddamn happy. I was really happy that I finished high school and going to college. You know, it was like unbelievable feelings. I did it. I did it on my own. Like it was amazing. And then when I went to college, I realized, oh my gosh, there is so much I don't know. There was so much that I lacked of. And, you know, getting older and wanted to become an adult. Yeah, I wanted to be able to make my own decision. It wasn't easy. But being in high school was the best because at the time my mother was the one paying for. I had my first credit card in high school. The credit card was like 500 limit, and my mother got it for me, and I was like so happy. You know, she talked to me about being responsible, being able to manage the money, and um, I got a password because, you know, with credit cards, they offer you to, you know, have a password, whereas you can take out money from the ATM. But at the time, I didn't know so much about credit cards and finance charges. So instead of using it to purchase things, I was taking out money from the ATM, not knowing that the finance charges like was like almost 30%. And it wasn't me paying. My mom was the one paying. So I was just using the money anyhow that I want. And my mom managed the credit card for me. Before I know it, the $500 limit credit card had turned to $2,000 credit card limit. And I'm talking about in the 90s, you know, for me to be a teenager, growing to be an adult, and I have $2,000 limit credit card, I was in heaven. My beautiful sister, Rami Nana Martin. Sis, where have you been? Like, I called you like a couple days, was it last 2 weeks? Left you a message and I did not hear from you. Where have you been hiding? Eh? I'm happy to see you today. And thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I have to put on my glasses because my eyes is like is I'm squeezing my eyes. I see I'm squeezing my eyes. It's kind of like I don't want to agitate my eyes. Uh, I need to get my eyes to get better, not to make it get worse. So my mom was paying my credit card bill, and then I started working at a grocery supermarket, yeah, and I was a cashier. So my first paycheck, my thought was like I was going to buy me some my tight clothes, tight clothes, and you know, just go out to parties. You know, I love dancing and music, so every party that I would hear going on in New York, I'm there. Oh my gosh, I'm there. And oh, work. I see you been. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. So like, I'll go to every party, and my parents, had this association that my dad and my uh uncle, but yeah, friend is saying me papa panyi, my dad and me papa panyi, almost a year party beer every year. They were, having yearly parties, and I'll go over there. And I remember like being young, they used to, Margarina was on, and they have the song Two Steps in the Back, Two Steps in the Front, oh, Slide to the, all those songs they used to play. We all the children will gather around, and we would dance together, and they will start eliminating us one by one. They always have the youngest kids win all the time. And it's like, wow. But that's norm. I think the judges were not favorable to me or to other of my peers because we were older, so we always get eliminated, which was okay because that is what life is about, encouraging the young ones and letting us have fun. So like, I love going to parties and dancing. Like when, even now, when the family do a get together, and or like if we go to somebody's events and stuff, and they playing certain songs, my mom, my dad, my siblings, like, friends, family members, they will look at each other. Oh, if Joy is here, she's gonna be in the dance floor. And they're right, because at times I will walk in and they're playing a song, and before I can even greet, I'm like, I will start dancing, and just being happy. And I will have some of my family member join me. Since I had to, bruh. I'm telling you, serious matter. Oh, mommy, I know. Mrs. Mata Mensa, good morning, and I love this program. Awesome. Thank you, mom. True. Okay. Thank you. So I will start dancing, and then I will go and greet, around before, when we have to, like, shake hands. Now, because of COVID-19, you can do elbow, or you just do a handshake, or just put your hands up and greet. That's all you have to do. So like, it was nice. It was really nice. Around that time, I was like more about like fun, party time. Oh yes, here I come. So like, I got my first check, and bear in mind, I have a credit card, and I have maxed it out, almost maxed out the 2,000 limit line, because I wasn't the one paying. So I wasn't paying attention to nothing. My mom was the one paying for it. God bless my mom. Mommy, God bless you. Give you long life and an abundant, healthier life. So I got my first check. I'm so happy, smiling, thinking of the mini skirt I was going to buy, the show your stomach top I was going to buy, because at the time I was firm. I do push-ups, men push-up up to 21 at once. I do sit-ups, 100 sit-ups, 200 sit-ups. It was nothing for me. I jog. I was in good shape. Now I'm in great shape. Yes. Now I have more body, So like, yes, now I'm in great shape. But like, I was firm, flat stomach, and I wear show your stomach stuff, and every clothes that I'll buy, you see my figure. Being young, you don't think about other stuff. The only thing you think about is all the fun things, that you do. So I brought my check home, and sure enough, I ran to my mom. Mommy, 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 I have my first check. This is how much I made. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait to go to the store to buy some stuff, shoes, this and that, sandals. And then the association that my parents, and my father's older brother and other family members, are in, not only do they do yearly parties, we also go to the park yearly. Every year we also go to the park. People will cook wachi, benku, like, oh my God, grilled tilapia, like, seasoning one, like there was like so many things. Jollof, my mom's jollof, and watching, you will bite your tongue. And the stew, hot. But when you put it in your mouth now, you say yes, you'll be like, you need water and water, but at the same time, you want more food and more food. My mom can cook. She can really whip it. And so, like, we go to the park and we do different recreational activities. It was like really fun. So I'm thinking about, buying, sneakers and shorts and nice tops that will show my figure. I love volleyball. So it's like, looking forward to playing volleyball and showing off my skills with some family, friends, and other children. It was like unbelievable. Thank you, Sister Ramina Martin. So I went to my mom and she just was patient. She sat, she listened for me to rant and rant, talk and talk, be happier. And she said, after I was done talking, to like take a break, stop talking for once. And my mom said, Adjoa, I am so happy for you that you have become a beautiful young woman and now you are responsible and you have your first paycheck. I love you. I love you, right? I said, I love you too, Mom. And I was like, thank you so much, Mom. I really, really love you. And she said, oh, I love you more. So she was like, give me a second. And I'm sitting there, still looking at my check and everything. She went and got my credit card statement bill and she put it in front of me. And I'm like looking at her. I was like, what's this? And she was like, oh, that's your credit card bill. And I said, okay, when is it due? You pay? She was like, well, it just so happens that the due date is next week. And since you have your first paycheck and you want to be an adult so bad, and you have a job and you getting paid, you can start paying starting next week. And I was like, say what? That's I say what? She was like, yeah, you have to learn to be responsible. You have not been responsible using the credit card. You have almost maxed your credit card. So you need to learn to be responsible. You're going to start paying your bills. I was like, you kidding me, mommy? But my money, like I already made plans for what she was like, I understand. You can pay your bill and you will use the remaining of the money to buy some of the things that you want to buy. Make a list of the things that you want to buy and choose the one or two things that is most dear to you. So for me, I was not happy at all. I was just like, yeah, so but you really totally relate. Oh, I love dancing to wow. One of these days we had to do Zoom and then we would dance. We're not going live, we just do Zooms. As Sister Alma Manson will be saying, and we still have not done that. And then party. Yes, we have to party. And then and fufu la. Hey, fufu, Charlie, Missy. Ebi mu like fufu like me papa penny ope fufu pa. Me papa di okobo fu odi fufu odi bibia, but he said he can mix it in. Yeah, will be more ope fufu. Me kun say ope fufu papa. And you know, like yeah, maybe more di fufu ba asanka no ni nice bowl or di tum because we be di benkuni nkruma fro yeah. If you want to eat banku and okra stew na nani mommy no ya mommy no ebi mu no aduane rough, but my mom's cooking was always the best. Yes. So my mom gave me my credit card bill, and my first paycheck I had to take some off to pay my bill. And then when I started paying the bill, I realized that every month I'm paying, the money is not going down much. So I started paying attention to my statement. And I realized that all the money that I took out from the ATM, the money advances that I took out as cash, I was paying 29.99% interest. And then the purchase that I made, I was paying 19% interest. So which means like it's almost 11%. I mean 10.99% that extra that I was paying with the money advances. And so when I paid the bill, they will split the money in three. One, actually in four. One goes into the finance charges of the money advances. And then the other goes to the purchase finance charges. And then they put a little bit more off the purchase that I made, and then a little bit more off the money advances that I took out of the ATM. So one payment was split into four, and nothing was like, the money was not moving. So I started reading other stuff. At the time, the internet was not as expanded as now, but I started comparing when my mom was paying the bill, how much she was paying, and how much I'm paying now, because my mom was paying more. She was paying $50 a month. I started paying $25 a month. So when my mom was paying, the reason why the money was not going down, because I was constantly taking money out of the ATM because of people that I was hanging with, and my choice of friends, my circle of friends. It was not helping, because when people need money, they will ask me, and because my mom was paying the bill, I was being irresponsible and taking out the money and everything. So that was when my mom was able to she taught me how to be responsible and learn to manage my money spending and utilizing my credit card, because she have me realize that what she wasn't doing me a favor paying my bills. But once I started working, she helped me realize that, okay, we need to be responsible. As to whether you're a teenager or an adult, you have to learn to manage money. Don't misuse it because someone else is paying for you. Someone else is the one giving you the money. That's what most of us do. We don't become responsible. We don't take accountability of certain things because we always want other people to do things for us. Sister Rami, oh yes, my mom is awesome. That's beautiful for your mom, your mommy. Yeah, my mom, she is exceptional mother. uh, I love her very much from the bottom of my heart. Sister Rami, Nana says, sometimes in life you may need people to help you. Yes, I mean, we can do everything on our own, in some situations, but majority of the time we need to just believe in ourselves and learn many other coping skills to support ourselves and also help other. Like, it's not easy, because when you're broken, you can't help another person. Sister Yatobra said Rami, Nana Martin, oh yes, was figuring that mom was going to ask her to pay since she had a job now. Hale, I'm telling you, this is my mom. Yo, this woman had me. Hey, I'm telling you, like, but at the time, for me, I was not even thinking. But this Ayatobra, you guessed it right. But I was like, when she said, I said, say what? My facial, my smile disappeared. I kid you not. And she had me, not knowing that, because when I got the job, she was happy for me, but she did all that, and that helped me. I mean, I think the fact that my mom, like, was able to get me to be responsible before I turned 20, that helped me a lot. Even though in between age 20 and age 20 and 33, I was still misusing my money. Like, I wasn't being responsible. I was responsible paying for my bills, but I wasn't responsible in managing the money. it's so funny. I lost both of my parents. No. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Condolences to you, sis. And I cannot feel your pain. Like, you can never replace your mom and your dad, but I know you have a lot of loved ones, some family member who loves you for you and care for you. And you're a good mother to your son. So, but I'm really sorry for your loss. Oh, okay. Sister Yatu Rat said, like, you would it to one bumsa. Yeah. So, but even though I screwed up in between not getting hold of my finances, I just kept building up my finances again because of my choice, my circle of friends, and my decision making. Sister Missy Amoakon, Amonfedia says, saying, good to see you. It really, like, I did a number to my credit card. And this credit card company, like, even when you're in debt, they still put money in there. By the time I canceled that card, the limit was like 4,500. And mommy, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize my mom was coming here. That's a shock. That is such a surprise, mommy. You tricked me. Oh my gosh. Ah, most definitely. Moms are like always number one in our lives, because the unconditional love that they have, most of them, the unconditional love they have for their children is like unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I'm happy that she was able, your mom, made a great impact, a good impact in your life, and my condolences to everyone who had lost their family. Yes, Sister Missy, for real. So like it's important for us, like, believe in ourselves, being realistic with our goals is really important. And when we accomplish some things, in our life, it makes us feel good. uh, Being able to pay my first credit card debt on my own because my mom made a decision to have me pay the minute I get my first paycheck. She didn't even allow me to enjoy and misuse that money. It was a good feeling. I wasn't happy about it, but it was a great feeling. It's also good for us to acknowledge accomplishments and our passions. What are some of the things that we want to do in life? What are we passionate about? You know, like some people do things because they copying, they competing with others, or they pretending, and other people do things, because that's something that they really passionate about. Which category you fall in? Because it's two ways. There's always two ways. It's like the right thing or the wrong thing. But some people making the wrong decision, that's the right decision for them at the time. Also, we need to surround ourselves with positivity. Mommy, you surprised me.
I was staring at the television.
Oh, you were right there.
So,
Sorry, guys.
too much people, so I
Oh,
go home and call him, and I just need
your
lab
results.
results. So
Oh,
I asked him, he said, "Oh, you can call him 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock." I said, "I'm going.
oh no.
I'm tired."
You should have called him before you came first. I mean, all right. So just hang on. When I finish, I'll drop you off. Or is Daddy coming? Okay.
There's somebody working in the kitchen.
Okay. So I'll finish soon and then I'll drop you off. But thanks for coming. You shocked me when I look and turn. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. Mother's Day is very important. Almost certainly. It is very important. My sister, Sister Rami Nanamo, like, before I became a mother, like on Mother's Day, I remember back in the days, like we will get our mom a card and like and put money in there, or my sisters and siblings, we will put our head together to buy something for our mom that will make her happy. We used to buy, plaids, right? That has like, really beautiful words. When I go to my parents' house, I see some of them, have is been put on the wall or is sitting on the wall unit, display all over the living room, and even the dining room. They have like a space that you can put pictures and stuff in there, and like she has all of them lined up. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. But then, as you get older, you because we been buying her stuff, sometimes she may want something totally different. And so now we just put money in the envelope and give it to her. Mommy, so like I'm gonna ask you this because I put it there. Like when you first gave me my credit card bill, what was your intent? I mean, like,
I want you to start paying it so that you know how to use credit card, because it's not easy to pay off credit card.
that's true. You see, so I was right. She wanted me to be responsible. She wanted me to learn to use credit card effectively because I was reckless in using credit card. I just go and swipe, punching the password. Like taking money out was like my the main problem. It was like crazy. And so I see. That is like, but damn, my first paycheck, this woman, yo, I think she was so proactive, and she did it with a straight face, and she got me with, I love you very much. I know my mom loves me, but the way she did it classic. um Sister Yato Brasa Adwa, send me the watch mommy brought. Why? Hey, Mrs. Sister, yeah. Me mommy yeah watch pa. The way this woman make watch, I have made watch couple times. My watch, the way it come out, I don't like it. I like my mom's watch. I try, but sometimes I'm not getting it. I don't know if it's the measurement that I'm doing, but when my mom make it, it's like it's stuck together. She can make it stuck together. She can make them like be separate. But like, oh my, when I don't know. I don't want to make my mom's food be. It's making talking about it is making me hungry. Her jollof is a killer also. Everything my mom makes, she makes lasagna, big ziti, like anything. And most of them, she learned it on her own. So I just love her cooking. And don't worry, I will send you some, sis. Yeah, this is Rami Nana Martin said, we go through a lot as women. Charlie, I kid you not. The things that women has to endure is a whole lot. But I'm just grateful that my mom was able to make that decision and uh, have me grow up and be responsible. Even though I struggle being responsible when it came to managing money, I did not know. I started learning how to manage money when I turned 40, which was like 6 years ago. Yeah, that's when I started learning how to manage my money. But before I started learning how to manage my money, I learned how to uh, utilize my credit card, not misusing my credit card, paying off some of my debt. And I have to close a lot of my credit card. Last time when I talk about money management, I told you guys I had altogether like 26 credit card, but now I have 14 because 12 of them has been closed. At the time, I didn't know closing my credit card will impact my credit score, but it did. And it took me time to learn that it did impact. So now I'm in a good space, whereas I have learned to manage my money, utilize my credit card effectively. And some of my past is funny, others it was painful, and some was stupid, um, because of my foolish decision making. But you know what? There was a point in my life that I was broken, but now I am no longer broken. I have been healed in years, and I use my words to empower myself and other people. And I'm hoping that I will connect with at least one person with my story, uh, some of the memories, that I had. Is amazing. Women, we are stronger than we think. We do so much, we multiply population. So we should not settle for less. We need to really um, care for ourselves. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to push ourselves. We need to accomplish things that we want to be. We visualize it and we be realistic with our goal. It's amazing, some of the things, and we need to surround ourselves with positive people. If you have a friend who is always negative, try to see if you can positively influence the person. If you cannot positively influence the person, then you need to let that person go. Sometimes letting go It's not easy, but you need to learn it, let it go, and move on, move forward. Also, we need to share things that we can offer to ourselves and other people that we care for. We, in order for us to reach, there's a term about reaching for a star. How do you reach for a star when you don't even know where to uh, find a star? hmm we're not talking literally the one in the sky. My like my mom is a positive role model for me in terms of being independent woman, being a hardcore working woman. She pushed herself and she never gives up on herself. Everything, even in her bad times, my mom always make us feel um, how important that we are to her in her life, and she never put any of us down. I mean, growing up with my siblings, like we have love for one another. Of course, my older sister and I used to like curse at her a lot, and she beat the jinkies out of me. But now my older sister and I, we are like the bestest friends. We and my younger sister, I transferred the same thing. My older sister and I be fighting. I transferred the same thing onto my younger sister when she was very young and she was difficult. You say one thing, she's not listening. Na me so no. No. Me had my bone. We have got money was one day. That don't make conscience or say, so that will put me because no stop. But they said yes, yeah, which is bad into the a bro Fabia. Sister Nana Rami Nana Martin said not easy. I nearly died when I had my son. He was 13 pounds. Holy cow! 13? Mm, 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 mm. My gosh. Hi! Where did you carry him? In your stomach? Hi. Me bad me there. 12-year-old, no, you're 9 pounds, 13 ounce, and Obani, 9 pounds, 12 ounce, but 13 pounds, my goodness. I know. I sometimes the sentence in the year, I know that's your son. Boss, oh, boss, back up it. The marvelous, knowledgeable, strong, well, beautiful boss lady. Welcome. Medasi Yami Shirao says, Sister Nana Rami Nana Martin says, we sometimes make bad decisions. Let it go is the answer. Most definitely. Oh, I made so much bad decision in my in my young age, from between age 20 to 32. I made a lot of foolish, stupid, nonsense decision. Yes. But at 33, when I met my husband, I think that's when I saw the light. I saw the light. Me could there one to some say, I then we drew on once with the mama made some my day. So and yes, sir. Na many tisa. Hey Charlie. Yes, kasi awo hinti ano who asumpre no. Emiyen sa mimi di compre no. Sister my beautiful sister yeah, Atoba say, oh yes, I am a firm believer in all you are saying, Ajua. It is so important. Well, thank you, sis. Yami Inshira, that's a positive encouragement. I'm telling you, like, surrounding yourself with positive people, they help you grow. So our decision making is really so important. We should never be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to speak up when something is bothering you. Like, you don't suppress yourself. Don't put yourself in the shell. Break out of that shell. Speak about things that makes you sad, things that makes you unhappy. And then when you see things with your partner or a family member, a friend, let them know wrong is wrong. Do not enable certain behavior that you know is not going to uh, bring nothing positive or add anything to your life. And self-care. Self-care is something you guys going to hear me say a lot. I do a lot of self-care, and I started doing that um again, like, that was a decade ago, doing self-care. That was 10 years ago. So, like, you have to focus on self-care if you want others to respect you, to value you, to build your self-confidence up, to discipline yourself, to be supported, um, to be careful. You need to focus on yourself. Do self-care. Because what you display, things that we do, excuse me for me. Ma, what's up? Oh, Sam called me. Oh my gosh, my nephew called me with his mom's phone. Oh my gosh, he always call me when I'm doing program. I guess he miss auntie. Yes, he miss auntie. Um, that's so. Sister Rami Nana Martin said, "In all, God is our strength." Amen to that, girl. Don't let me go there in regards to like um testimony, because I have so much testimony. Ay, Charlie. If I start, we're not gonna leave today, so I'm going to like leave that for another day. God is good and God is my strength, because in everything and what I am today, and I admit I don't go to church like often. There was a period of time I was going to church every Sunday, but of lately I haven't been going to church. But I pray. I am very prayerful person. I pray in everything that I do, every decision that I make, people that I becomes friends with, I ask God, like, because sometimes you have some bad people, people who do not personally like you slip through the crack. And I ask God to, like, just remove those who do not personally like me and will harm me in any way, to remove them from my life. So there are some people that I was very close to, but for the past couple years or months, they have they themselves have removed themselves from me. It wasn't me. Like, that's how life is. So God is my strength. He's my protector. uh, he's my everything in all things that I do. So I love that. Thanks for a big boy. Yes, I can 13 pounds. Nice. Your son. That damn quite we did when you were pregnant. Ramin and Martin. What were you eating? Hey, 13 pounds so pa. Child, let no be small thing. Uh, this I had to verse, find your voice, speak up. Most definitely. A lot of people resort into not saying anything, and then we have some family member who normally like put us, suppress us to speak the truth. You have some family member who has molested, sexually abused, raped their own children, their own cousins, their own nephews and nieces, a neighbor, and some family members knows the type of person that they are, but because they don't want to embarrass the family, they will tell the victim to not say anything. And at times, the victim becomes victimized again, because all the family are against them because they choose to speak up sometime in their life, or they say something about it. I'm not understanding why is it that our culture are more prone to supporting those who do bad things, those who do wrong things, and then the ones that do the right thing, we choose to push them away and not pay attention to them any mind. I mean, every child that has been traumatized growing up, being flogged, being beaten, being accused of things that they have not done, being called names by their own parents or their own family members, being raped, being molested, being sexually assaulted, being emotionally, verbal, mental, psychologically, physically, um, financially, spiritually, um, abuse, like they get traumatized again. And we do have people who, like, because of their unhealthy, unsafe environment, abusive environment, they find themselves going into another abusive relationship and then abusive marriages. There is a trigger effect. Every action has its consequence, and it's the children that struggles the most. Parents need to learn to, like, teach their children. We can't say because they're too young, because we do have some kids who are 6 years old, as young as even 5, that knows a whole lot. Now, social media, we have our kids, when it comes to electronics, they know so much than some parents. And at times they might come on upon a wrong video or whatever, and they will listen and they watch. Sometimes they will come upon a porno video and they will be curious to watch it. So at young age, they know how people have sex. So if you're going to, like, overprotective of your child and not teach your child the appropriate, adequate information for them to use it as a tool to protect themselves from pedophiles, abusers, and molesters outside their home, or if it's within their home now, then as parents, we failed. As parent, you fail. Like, we need to educate our children. Even when we are broken, we need to find ways to fix ourselves by believing in ourselves that there isn't anything in this world, when we put our mind into it, we cannot do it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's doable. We have to learn to focus on ourselves, to do self-care, work on ourselves, and speaking up, building up our voice and speaking up. Because if we don't speak up, we're going to always have people put fear in us. Most of us going to end up failing, and our children is going to repeat the same mistakes that we made. Thank you, Brother Joe Kinsley. He said, well said, Adjoa. Self-care is very important. Absolutely. I'm telling you, a lot of people do not do self-care because they are focused on other people taking care of them. How you expect somebody to take care of you when you yourself cannot take care of yourself? The focus is yourself. You take care of you first. It's not selfishness. You have to be in good health, be at peace, love yourself in order for you to transfer. Sister Rami Nana Martin says strength and health is the most important thing. And with that, we can do things through Christ. Amen. Amen and amen. Oh, amen. Bam, 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 bam. Hey, Charlie. Today, I did love your productive comment. Okay. My beautiful sister Rami Nana Martin. This is the things that I'm, like, looking for you to do more. Sis, positivity, bring them on, encourage our loved ones, our friends, making the right decisions. We should refrain ourselves from, feeding into other people's negativity. We need to just move forward, letting it go. If someone is not doing right, you tell the person, listen, you're wrong. What you said is really not acceptable, is a bad characteristic, do the right thing. You call people on, hold people accountable, but we need to also encourage and build each other up, build ourselves and each other up. Mr. Rami Nanamar is you not need to go to church to worship God. You can pray anywhere, most certainly anywhere. Even you nine cramp now, when you taking a dump, you can do prayers. Something like, ew, that's nasty. So you have to realize that is so wrong. All this cover up we do, it is sick. I say that again. That's the dysfunctionalness, sis. The dysfunctionalness. Eh? And the unhealthy environment, the cover up. You know the person is a pedophile. You know the person is a rapist. You know the person is an abuser. Eh? You know the person is doing wrong. And then the family do not want to be. Who cares about the family? Your child has been violated. Do the right thing. My two children, they know every part of their body. 9 and 12 now. They know how to take care of which part of their body nobody can touch. And I have my son, my daughter, Google on how to build your self-confidence. On a monthly basis, they have to like learn it and to self-regulate themselves, because I speak to them about it, and I also want them to read different type of building your self-confidence, so they know, say, it's not just coming from me, but I start with them first before I did that. And I want that to stick in their head, that they can do anything and they should allow nobody to touch them. They should not be allow themselves to be left alone with one person in the room when they know better. So that sickness, that dysfunctionalness, my God, unless people start finding their voice and telling it as it is, that's going to continue. Me, I don't do no cover up. Yes, I'm telling, and you touch my kids, one penny a mechanic basic. Any prison meko pa, because we a bema now say we touch me back. Make sure we put in a comment. Thank you, Sister Raleigh. Because I say no now we did on it. Hey, Brother Brian Fempon. You day. Hey, may feel rough. Welcome. Say hello, sister. How are you and the family doing? By the grace of God, me, the family, and I, we are blessed and grateful. How about you and the family? Very true. Thank you. Brother Brian said, hello, my counselor. How are you and the family doing? Please, okay, maybe a yinamon, right? Nyame adom ne nhyira me ne abusuafoɔ no yɛho yɛ paa yɛ da nyame so ase. This Rami Nana Martin say, I pray when I am on the bus washroom. I mean, like prayers, like we can do prayers everywhere. When I go to church, like being around other people who also believes in the same thing I believe, worshiping, praising God and worshiping. It's just an amazing feeling because you have an audience. So the feeling is different and being by yourself at home. This is how I see it, being able to enjoy life and, worship, what you believe in, to thrive, not for someone to take advantage of you or manipulate you or like lie to you or put fear in you. We don't like. Brother Anka Aquarius, welcome. Apomu Etisen. Oh, it's good to see you. We're doing, how are people supposed to give their best when they are broken? Like Sister Rami, we can pray anywhere. Sister Rami, Nana Mar, hey, Sister Rami, and that dear, you on the road. I'm loving it. She said, I will do the same. You touch my son also. Hey, Missy Mecha, we are Bema Mecha, what if we are back? Baby, I would harm me, ban. Say, Wakosia Kumana, the harm na, I will deform it for you. Any please in the I gonna touch my son, my daughter. Never. That's not gonna happen because I'm going to feed my children, give them all the necessary tools for them to not become vulnerable or a victim. I refuse to be a victim, or my children to be a victim, my loved ones to be a victim. Brother Brandon said, I had wanted to come on, but I believe it is too late. Let me send you the, let me see, Brother Brian. Oh, Brother Brian, okay. Brother Brian, let me see. The code is StreamYard slash slash YRU 2D 2D RRW. Okay, Brother Brian, I sent it to you. So if you want to come on, did I put everything? Hold on. StreamYard. Y R U 2D R 2D. Yeah. I sent you the right thing. So if you want to come in, if you can come in. All right. Okay. Okay. So I gave you the right code. Okay. So all right. Fake pastors. You know, Sister Rami, you can't see fake pastors whom are Prof. Aban will say charlatans. Charlatans. Hey, Holy Kwajo has landed. Hey, Brother Brian, where have you been? I have missed you so much. Oh, eh?
Around. You too.
Have you been hiding?
I see you too.
Welcome.
I would say yes. Cool, sis. Yeah.
Let me attend here, no down.
The same. No, the same. Yeah. Not turning it down.
Okay.
And right, unfortunate internet and also still like active up into okay, and it's chance and many feedback.
Marty, no problem. I remember wakwaba and I made as I said, Wesi su pimpin no abana and that topic in here. How are people supposed to give their best when they are broken? Oh, Brother Brian, you never freeze it. Sister Rami, fake pastors, the charlatans, so they make us a profile ban becano. Too much because umumu bebre efa ho etwa deception, manipulation, put fear in their church members, the children. They are pedophile. Bi mu omo ne omo church member youth no eda enyinyim bi mu ma nkola yigu nkola ne bi wo ho mu koyigu a na omo afa mu awu kyese asofo ni binom. Brother Brian, call back. Asofo ni mu bi no boni a omu di no. Enya asem kito. Enti no to say sometimes no wodwe nneoma bi ho a aya na ahomte. Ahomte papa. It's very bad. Brother Brian, welcome back. Topic in so topic in and I say main cabin.
Hello, honey. Sorry, let me turn on the data and say
Okay.
Yeah, how are people supposed to give their best when they are broke? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mommy, what I was saying is that it's nothing much we have to give. It's nothing much. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You know, say unibia ma the wo nyina enkasa. Obi wo ho no ma enye sika no pe, and obi wo ho so enye ahode no pe. Just say wo attention crampo enough e mani pa. And obi wo ho so like getting closer. Now man one or two words of encouragement. And open no here. Nti no ma yen hwe ne say o say unya bibia ansa na what get it closer to somebody or you help somebody, right? Because Mami fa me ho example, I like to do that. Most of the times no me a obeka say me pe niama like you show off. No. Eya me dream ko baby a say bio say me ka me nko a me bisa me ho say dia me ntumi ye no. Sa no bi su ko mu ana. Nti say me to me reach out to nipa no. Na menene kasa 1 or 2 times. Na me hu say okay. Ye di common ebia na say na had me pa say na titi nipa na. I just fall into that. Na my yibi. Oh, and yes, if you are me hot tell me answer me story, and I'm a yenny mama and I'm a shishenko. Ubi wa me to make friends, I made you the same time like I say. I then I bring your friend, no, I see me team seven check out. Me will scar and I may want what the enemy yes, I am away and can yammy. Oh, Ubi wa hon man, and watch no me be no, force the own to me, and but I said the American, Niama be brave, a boom my say, I dream and Yaman to be one ma, what throw and what so one can. And we relieving of a whole lot. Yeah, and you can't when you are broke, me, I always tell myself, if I don't have it, I don't have it. If I don't have it, I don't have it. And also interest say, that time or no, mean to me, and you be my mini as to me see. If you anybody expecting something huge from me, but at that moment I don't have it. It's that little that may understand any answer there. On one headache, and I find the fucking was wallow. My idea, my holding. But at the end of the day, I have touched somebody's heart, right? Inti Mr. Sikadie, a yardin, as guess is yardina. But we need be unto break into a bank and go fair be sent the clock of 1 million and a crowd home. Oh, you know, yeah, she paid ye. But what that expectations very high. But the NKT a code according to the size of material you work. Right. When it comes to say BB, I'm bit made in now, we are not about to I've been there before. Do any kind of crowd, you know, so me, you, we are man on that particular time. I did
Brother Brian, maybe in Sembiso. I own say, and you maybe one of my ample because on say, I think that most of us we have been there. Say, with me, will be so financially, and I say you support someone emotionally, and not nipano, and the bonnie netria can because say, maybe I could busano, maybe I would demand, and I say, why man, I'm fanning who any because I dear back what. Ye for Ghana for bebre, money men nyina maame for ne papa for ni mu bi, enuanu mu bi, ene namfofo ni bi, eni mu ye ne se, obeba bebo besia. Oba oso opa besia. Ena ye yerenum ni ekunum bi. Oba osimbo ne besia, wo bo ne besia ni wie, na se dru se se wo tria wo car, right? Brother Brian, ukobusa was ye ne, watchina, ene. Watchna after the bedroom baby friend no cry won fabio. So we need bia. I mean to see any nipa ye ahwechire wo ho, right? Ebia wa friend. Oh, sister Adjoa. Now the love na ka ho because one fa love na nka ho I mean fan chew. What is sister Adjoa? Winning me Bobby sia wo ho no.
Me who ni say me flow one of the the love na ka why?
I'm telling you, meaning say me bo honum besia, but still no more thing. And I just say, she can meet me in Triana back. Meti ase because meaning say be a da chibin so me who chiremia. E be crumpa, wo cran abaya me boafo. So I mean to say when you have some people in a vulnerable place and I say a hunch chirema. don't mistreat them because nipa no ono kura wo busa wade no e dey ma no ba ahokyere nti na ama na basa na sister ya to brand eyi bi atodwa wo ba so no me pese me busa wo me ma wo ka a little bit about it say if you don't mind enti na mean face no sister ya to brand or if there are women whose men are abusing or sleeping with their children but won't do anything. Brother Brian, to see a woman, me binom or yirinum binom.
Mommy.
Casa, Brother Brian. And ma, oh yes, I didn't.
Yeah, mommy. What I will say about this, first of all, sorry, the American one is first of all, no, and ma, oh yes, one, partner and our husband, they are abusive. Now, telling home. Me name their etete when I mean him they stop you from moving on. Me nkase ja aware but ho oh nipa no o tene ho no why is so me hu say the American no as ade a ye hu de bia anti yemu what I say it say wo twe ho kakra
I mean to wait
when you become scarce or no aba when they come crawling and you come begging no one man who said this is what is going on you can't stand it. And one man mean to me decided ma obia. If you want ma or person you born to as I was the love year juma. As I was still and now I leave. But when it comes to mofra partners molest one not mother I will tell every mother why you disaster me bra my sister you not dream if
no correct
how can you oh yes I'll be very plain because I am very particular when it comes to children. I'm very particular. The entire American side say, what bre abosomen kunu akwentu. Emu intercity emu bre mu a sleepless night ne ade. Na obi e pra wo ba enya wo ya. Enkan.
Serious.
Otemete ho me nya hwe. Oh, eye mi kunu. Aye mi kunu amaware no. Nti me koka me enimguase ne beba fi. Unim dia waye wo ba no.
Oh, right.
Unim dia waye wo ba no. Se papa no wan feru san kokobọ adwama wa abonti ankafa so wo so. Kokobọ adwama wa abonti ankafa so pa wo so. But wan feru wan suru. Ombu na odi akọ wo ba so a me ma ya chill. Before won ko no, dia meye wan san wa ko. Eh, obi be kasa bra me nye. We di ayo nkora na me hitia wachi, e di be two skin. When we say me proud. Aden.
Me mama say wa moja.
Mr. Me are very sensitive with them, my friends. Yeah, topic be say na exactly. Umoja. Me can say me sure. Before cry COVID beba. Na me say COVID beba. Me remember I started having this thought. Say other than me try homeschooling. Oh, see, me can't start me Honda acronyms too. I'll give it a thought. Na me dey me so my dream. And check, and I'm starting say me on Facebook and news is so say bibi ba. And check me use after the whole world. If I the whole world, that come na me dey am find the and I'm say me cry memre. The echo swim in the yes 2 meters scramble and I said that and I don't know more months in every. Just when I'm taking that decision. I want our schools to close it down.
Wow.
You see, almost friends say, "Yembe farm of friend Miyama, me parents, you support you Now I have groomed myself into that. Say me. You see, anything, even though I'm afraid into me answer. It was so suffocating. One more way work. What I know one way the agro. What I know one way they need the answer. Now or yet the but I make sure say they will do everything. And no dance, mammy, snow on top. Me fie juma ba Messi Africa ma me refi say snow no go a little below my knee la me ba won go school sada no won go school because one salt na me wo mi tim no e betumi aba say baby a ye nante sidewalk na ye use da bia no enho aba asem nko akotia ho no no akosinke a ye dey fine akwala na ko do school omo beka so whether ni ye code ti omo nko di agro abonten At this time, no Marco inside. Ma, meaning so much now just 2 minutes. And one in Konkumbi on mobile both. Yes, a bro drums.
Aye.
Intiania, Obika, I'm no, Mijari, I'm a home pile, Pocus, Uncle. Into that could be first school when I'm catching, so their kids are not coming to school. I'm home, I want to have them with me. Make I know. People on the mega side is that's a good decision. Omunya and come back close to school. But parents need to be on mobile school. What that?
No,
they go close to
school, yeah.
Or I had a mission idea. They said parents need to be they cannot put up with their kids. They just want them to go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now what you mean? Fire Bible. Ube usada na ube medoba phrases.
But Abraham, in terms of COVID-19, they living in an abusive home. In Titamana, Omuko school, no, that was their relief time because fear or my wolfonum either saw papa and I saw my they are sexually molesting them, right? And I say emotionally, psychologically, verbally, they are abusing them. And I saw Emma Equamodiomo. They don't feed them, they don't give them food. They will only eat once a day. American Chrome has said no. Sanyo ebi wo honom nim se Ghana ye memu ebi wo honom and other places and say COVID-19 this pandemic, you know, and also another certain condition we know say is going to be with us for a long time, but your friend is saying science with scientific fact and say you know maybe to place for precaution, right? They say 6 feet apart, washing our hands with our hygiene, maintaining better hygiene, and then wearing a mask, right? But to say even with that, you know, at the end political, you know, you have some countries now almost the COVID-19 wearing a mask about political. And you know, say no schools need be person mu be ebi mu person mu virtual class no many are they. And klana they being abused in their home, you know. Na oma wofo no ebi wo ho omo maame na ye the abuser, ebi wo ho nso omo papa na ye the abuser. Omo ni omo na wofie. Omo ko school normally no teachers need be who bruises, you know. Say when it's physical abuse and as no isolating itself, they see some of the signs. And teachers need be are able to call child service on the in the home. But they say no wo fi omo ko school no. Just say kwan be na san kwala no omo be fa so a omo be nya the help that they need to feel safe. To feel safe being isolated with the abuser. Not abuse, no. They say no. They multiply because they say with the stress and so many pressure, no. Some of the kids might be really going through hell. A kwan be na say you bet me some kwala no bet me a function without having to endure this type of pain. Oh, Miss Sister.
Yo, mommy, Oka say no, Oka no, one mommy rahu baby. We are very sensitive about Emofra. And because of that, to me, I'm quite programs be I say me like being a social service person and being there for kids, no, because me soon they be and the man that me buy ya reka crack me who to me family pa, you know. When it comes to say me pay attention to me body paramount. But their message is say parents be here. That's what to start unjai. Because abofrano man any future than say was setting up for failure. Because abofrano yet timid now or isolating itself from people and moi. And not to talk of say ube yes so wicked to your child to the extent so ube abofrano ma ube who marks near dear one. And on M. Washi, Ubufu Amistro. Fako Jina baby now the punch wall. In fact, call Basso. In fact, call Basso. And I think as a parent, dear, ya meaning so be to me, in order Obama. Into when is our Bufani yard be now to me. Try to drink water, cool down, sit down and rethink. Ube to me and Hunyama be obey when it comes to a mofra. Mimi say, Debbie, I'm a mammy, me can't ferry. I'm diabetic. If you when it comes to say me who is rami, na me bounce so oh suffocating me. I'll give you that run out. Make sure say, hey, yeah, no, don't push me there because me do honor and wow. Me can't win now. No, my isolating me home to my bedroom. No, my isolating me home to my bedroom. It's me members almost share me with you everywhere no more home. Almost in Samada. That time no me have me. It's me resting you na member from. I'm a changed person. Me to me ba no be dia go. But if you are that hour or two before, na me buofu. Oh, I was say parents, yes, stepping up the game because I'm a friend. Oma test your temper. Oma test your bibia. Oma nim your strength. Oh, me see, I may know because I'm training my kids to be independent. Why? Because say be a mini ho. Me try the aba na bibia kusina me maya. E komo bedemo. It is a mini ho no ma. You can reheat food. There's always food in the fridge. There's always food. There's always something to snack on. It is a moko na mudu here. Mo to me warm me. Me know because I met her. Me bad girl no 8 years. What said to me? What said me breakfast? Me my enjoy me stuff man. Me yeah give we and I'll send them a link. Oh, but parents need be so wicked. Parents need be so wicked to the extent that almost the call mama. Wow. Say utumi etia oba. Ema oba go school. Na a show was school. You are putting yourself out there. Mobia when you said the hour.
No cry.
Me make I say me back to school or go school no. Now I am very quiet, mommy.
Mobana samni we na me adding on to their work no. Until bani ko school na ye then.
Right. The bani ko school and teacher ba ko a help you on the class ho. E bisa na say Malachi, are you a happy child at home?
Wow.
When to me a man answered yeah, but oba you know be catch ne mommy. Me ni ko ye ko school no. Me ne kasa o kwan and the tone na me use ye no one pay because your year no na enye and I'm tian. It's tian man who say me ni abo. Man sugar go eat anything. Into go to school teacher na bisa na sa no. Ne ma me bisa na say, e dia no ye because we ni ma me hu bibia o. Dia no ye no kan de ye kire ne ma me. Na ne ma me ka kire say, "Kwana ko kan de o ka kire teacher no ko ka kire daddy." O say man ka hwe an kire teacher no. Na me see okay. Ti ne ma me kan we nyina the next day me dey ne call ye. Me am hanging around and I'm who a teacher now help your class. Na me ne kasa and I me ka bisa the school. I learned stand draw or bisa me ba say or a happy child at home. And was oh yeah, no you're very quiet, very isolated and all that. Na me ka say me my name to us but I me person here say before I'm a Bambra school no, I have done my homework. As a teacher or as whatever in his classroom. In between me. I made the point clear to her. Now because I said, "Me person between me and meba." Because at the end of the day, the list on to me and so be social services are mammy. Neba. On one case monso no be friend.
Yeah, because no, and you maybe or where
I can tell a story. And
yeah, service as some. And I mean, to say some of us, no.
Also, a story now. We move parents to need the MLS school, money idea.
I need to
say, well, I'm not that kind, but me back, me tia before of your bonds, and how much more me back.
Brother, can double tap and you get the topic near. How are people supposed to give their best when they are broken? But brother Brian, someone will can on say sometimes you know your money be or no ma question abebusa no ayi on TCS and a adult no no because I quite remember me ba ayi oba no e won fie no
Yeah.
If you want to ma was soon to say or soon or say she's mad. And I had to like ask her a couple questions to say, is she mad or nevraho? Nibuafu anasa nevraho. Because we'll be a wafu, we had then a wusu. So, and you know what I was say, nevraho be a son say, my hurting the feelings. So, by not giving her a hug, and I said by not by ignoring her. And one of my, the afflict is off because of feeling one way, but they say was then they say another. And the teacher be a 1 year experience, and I say teacher be a no or a negative person. Obey to me put 2 words in a child's mouth, Obeka and Sama Shakolana. Now for the acquire Sakolano living in an abusive home. But yeah, one Kolani Bia, they are really in abusive home. Because me adia bakwa sometimes a hame pan say I won't for now almost fear one no ma omunim se omu partner abuse omoba na omunye nothing about it because they say COVID-19 abe munyina mu wo fie enti eye wo wasade says wo huka for abuse moba ube chakoti amano. Now dealing with nonsense and foolishness say min pese ebusiana ni begu asi. No, when that comes now, nipa na perpetrator no nipa na wo yen some phone in some time or abuse mo ba no onu na ni begu asi. Wono, you have done the right thing. Oh, hey sister, yes sister, Yoko God wins. He said the parents need a lot to deal parental. Oh, or say, and you know to say that is bam 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 bam. A lot of the parents do not know and they have not learned coping skills because in your maybe what and a sister, I'm a man say my motivational sister. Welcome. I put to say. Go ahead, brother Brian. Brother Vasco,
yeah, now me person make kind of transfer now. Obi person Vasco with me Vasco. And it's say we a parent and I are for now buy a copy beside me. Na say untumi entu ho anamon en so ano a. Me dey me hu say the wide dream account. The wide dream on kawa untumi fa obi like India grocer. Because one, when that time we also take the step forward. Now they also mean and there's something. Now also the about beginning penya. Oh, we will say abofra it mean your buy a bema to mean you who ye no or the best year and your ma bebre. Oh, a best say idea. The best say idea. Nti mesre ma me da bia me ka se enipa bi yenum bi na ye namo niam bi a ye experience yi ama nne uja ye si nyina nipa mu ne yankasa ye ntumi me ti a program so am na wo ka say obi be for say me you okay but hard for me to come out. Oh, but niam me person me kan nyina no me ka because it's a message I want to add across. Say oba enye comfortable in your home. There is a question mark. There is a question mark. I used to be very wild. I learned to stop because name wame. She say no, me fear hanum. I had the baby to the stairs say, the miracle asked her, I'm afraid you need it. Why? Because Omun say come and no momunya kwenji. Unya kwenji. It is so opia but you know, guys, I'll be right back. Come to be the mommy who's going to take care of us. Meanwhile, I'm at home. And my real home. That's what I'm saying because I have set that standard now. When you are around me, you cannot do what you want. But it's in the parents, no, because my friend no more banner said they are midi can and I've said this so many times. Almost share. omo share omo huyas omo heroes any idea nti se oba ekobi bu na untumi njina ama oba na believe oba no wo mu no I jira completely oh eno na wo say yehu as parents na yetumi sorry jina ma yemba minimami bia obi eto ade ebo ne ba ani maame ne koye no ono so kwakoto ade de aboni pa dia no ada na mo maame say ne de such parents is what we need.
Wow.
Fight for your child. Fight for your child. Enja oba mo obi say no. Enja oba mo obi say no. No obi say oba ma wa woni nya da ache obekom.
No correct.
Woni nya da ache obekom. Abofra no ensua bibia enfi nchen bi oni say wo ye weakling. That's how your child will see you. Nti we should be our own pekasa. We obi a want to mean create things say want to mean create things say me a. Men twema na ye kese. Aba keso na no wakoso ano. No way you win.
As I'm part
Me create things na mean to mean stand say nkofo me gina ho mehwe me. The next thing I'll do is me start yesu. Nti ube baba ka say, oh yes, ube baba ka say me na ma asem nye de ba me de crocodile tears e cover so. Nti me ntwen e ma asem no ye kese. Na ma ba be create things. We yeah na me say sister bra ahaya ne ye josu ye nyina ha ne ye trash me out ye wi ane ye ko
no crap brother Brian what can someone see asam so on say me pese me kan bi tam wo kan wo ba no asem no sister Yoko God went say or say no sister ya to bra say why jump to conclusion when someone is quiet. We all have different personality. Right, my oldest girl gets a lot of grief for being a quiet person, so annoying, which is so true. And then since I had to say digging for trouble, and sister Rami Nana Martin said most of the daycare teachers are very racist, and then Bakubin was said to say that's what we black people get a lot. I mean, idea be a hard dream because it's a we are crap. Na say pekasa, na say we nipa be a pekasa. Then you have people jumping to conclusion. You know, saying things and I say putting ideas and
yeah.
Kasa.
I experienced that. Me back call kindergarten. Me first child no work kindergarten. Me experience it. Abofra no fear or you're very loud or call outsider or you're quiet. Sana me say. Me fear because I'm in Casada. Me will fear the I know me. Into me friend me outside until it's home cry. Sana me bape henete. Na oko school. Find an outcast on can baba and the teacher. Or to me walk to the teacher, not the start happy teacher. No way waving on be nano on casa. Inti me shade dinner have that from school and I'm a volunteer or class. And I'm the teacher's neighbor Malaka is just like his dad. Look at him. He came to help the kid. I was so nice with the kids, but when it comes to the teacher now, me draw back. Inti try someone me bekasa and I'm catching say you don't know who my child is. You don't know who my child is. If you want to really know my child, then look at me. Me ba mo class or then and yeah. Into the about me team say me be recording me ba no or to one end of the dining table na me the other side or have the breakfast okay. Only near me go the plate so e di nkomo asan or the ashenenu. Akole kasa start me recording. And I call school and I'm the chair, head of the kindergarten class. Or share a pen say, wow, Brian, we're not supposed to label any child. We are not supposed to. Right. Into Orion say, wow, I've learned something from you. Only other teachers in the side. And mommy, and no danchaya. As I said, sister Rami said teachers need be a racist. And no danchaya, I don't know no more order. Omo nim how parents
only
and
back. You
into
know,
no abofra no hu abofra no bi wo pa abofra na sam. Yeah, exactly. Obi wo pa abofra na sam. Into hu sa abofra na ye quiet and abofra na call off no. No, there must be something going on. There was also a raised eyebrow. No, immediate me call honoma. Me call me no mo kasa. Me volunteer or class me no mo kasa. And they do baby no my year near my dear come to me so Brian, you waste a lot. Then you need to wait to me the fan coffee. But me no, I plant something into what I make. Who do you know that BB can be channel? The teacher about who is there didn't have me this main kind of more share. And I'm sure me the love, education, tolerance, the beer, me the shame mom. It is a who approach here abofrano on say abofrana quieter. Abofra to me ma what is wrong with him or her. So reach out to the parents. Now the parents in Nkasa. Don't draw conclusions. Don't draw. Teacher about come in Nkasa. Me Nkasa. Man, you see a friend of Brian. Can I ask you for a favor? Can I take your Alvin to my house? No, so he's all yours. He's all yours. Also, your home ma or myself, but Oba better say be or or do me ba echo the fee. And I'm so I mean ye be done. Then me catch an point blank. Say me ba. Wapun school now do be a coffee. I say me near the no me fee. And I'm a door open. No, come home. Mami to me home. Now person or kwa me ame the wako. That's it. The guy say my wife confirm me bag out the free school. That lady ba ko so person the coffee no. Obedu if you am sim touch confirm babrem. Now confirm me babrem. O confirm ne ba o kona the buofu. O de ne ba na me start say me crack joke. Case closed. And it's not a baby. Oh, at the end of the day, I have built that security around my children. Oh, see, parents now, so you try, you bet me IDB. Try, so your parents are on volunteer or back class, a be an time. The time a permit once in a while, volunteer in your child's class. Just volunteer. Upper class, and a be a want to me, every time. But when there is an activity, it be a more field trip. And no more ye be now who acquire, please. Moma yenko support it. A whole senior or interacting with other people. Me bape or you're very nice, but the interaction is very short. I can't know why I said that. That could me call me volunteer on class, me scientists in class. Me na me to one of the stations. I'm in normal casa. You do so about me honor man. Now I say, oh, go in circle. See my friend, I'm saying, come here. They are no saying anymore. Mr. Come here. What's wrong with you? Who's your dad? No, sure, now that case necessary. And as if your dad is here, the way he's going to be mad with you. I've been doing my daddy, cut it out. What is wrong with you? And I'm saying, I am going mad. Stop what you're doing. Let every other kid enjoy you. What's your problem? See, the next second, who said, why you opened up? Now, if you do grow. See, Obedu famous daddy. That was a good show you put up there. And I'm saying, yes, next time. I'll come with my belt. I'll hook you up, then pull you over. After the option, many does it. Oops. That is right. Oh, a year. Said you know about it, and one of the car about it. Miss Red. Me over me fear. Me use Sharia law. Me ba wunjimi. You do say could dia or time down. You do say could Sharia or time down. Brush your teeth. Do everything. 5 o'clock, Martin no gadget in. 7:30, what the damn them. They make sure some mobile have them full rest. And some of us sorry be.
Structure routine with consistency because I will fully be they don't have structure, and to say we are right. There would be better to
no.
I said how your home environment is, and no akwa na de be kwa abonten and nkura ni bi wo ho my and no na sister ama wo bada na one of the our sisters some of kind say no actually me hey me so masa motor say nkura ni bi wo ho no ma omu wo fie a behavior de be ma no omu ko abonten a omu behavior no totally different from what they know. Sister Yoko Godwin say, I learned recently to assign responsibility of the young ones to the older one. If the little one's behavior is out of order, I hold the big one accountable for poor behavior, and that has been helping me talk less. And then Sister Rami Nana Martin, they'll say a
Yes.
fire will burn all the racists and people who will just jump to conclusion. You know? And as Sister Yoko God went to say, I also give myself time out with quiet moments, even locking myself out in my room for few hours. You know, like giving yourself time to like self-regulate yourself is really important.
Exactly. Mami can be about you know.
Meditation and also boa.
Hello, Mami can be about no answer no work also. Giving yourself time out, you know. Who's a parent and I don't want your mom or friend mom time out without explaining to them why we are giving them time out. And no na me share because abofana e bibi me say time out na odisuko all kono me ba no do send them na aka son ko do them one akoda mpa so the next minute wada into obesure still we need beauty man time out into no me do tna se na me no wakasa me no kasa you am aka just say I'm done because of you I'm back to my room. We hear me, you have to knock on my door. You have to come and apologize. You have to do it before I'll talk to you. You know, what I mean, but sorry, I'm a corner now before they become daddy, please. Okay, what do you want to say? No, I can't do it. But still, you know who we are. I will retire to my room. Mama made myself time out. Membrano, I will find him saying, "Ninti," and I'm chairman. Oh, that could me badge, Jamie. I feel na me tiena and tien. The Jan, when I'm a part of the share, me need baby ako. Me fa, you say my fa keep it. Daddy, why are you leaving? I'm leaving because of you. If I stay in this house, what I'll do, the police will come for me. So I'm going out. Me can't order say good. Daddy, why are you going? I'm going back to Ghana. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. Oh, daddy, please don't go. Who will be my dad? Oh, you're waiting, you know. So still, me see about. I just took a walk. Me call about 10 minutes. Me buy not or step nano. Me run inside. Oh, daddy, you are back. No, me. We are not going to me. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm catching you, Matty. But don't let it repeat itself again. Oh, there are certain times that I will say, yeah, very strong. I want more friendly. Because our friend or show. Me a we be a winning. To nim feel on the next thing of it. Oh, be now. O se men kasa. Now to her. Now call me your winning. Ubo so be ya no wa be pra. Na afide. The asama betos. Tie no. Mani ya mu nse no. Mani nsu. Osu ya no we dai. Osu ya no we dai. Ma me na wo ka say assigning assignment to older case no. And also boa. E boa pa. Me say maka che me ba pe ni say me say Nunua ba ni isu. Nunua ketewa ni isu a ono na me ba me bisa na question. Cause ono wo mo question sra. Obo ti say ways no say why am I no. Wa bo. You know, what they share no kon no. Say no to me ye bi. Rather ono mo be say other ones no okay. Ono so omo ye bibi a ti say bi a me fi ejuma ba na ya ma me complain. Daddy when you know how Malachi did this on kasa a call no mumienua. Bra penny. Why did you tell that this? Oh, no, a yama. Why did you say this? No, a yama. But say, oh, yeah, Ketwana, you're very fast in replying. Ketwana, body be there, and the other to no mumus. And this idea, or bomb of unity, you might say, I to say, you know, the Besham. Parents, to be a parent is like an ongoing studies. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. I used to work at university. Every lecture, the hour, time also you do. Oh, me say the beginning. It's like one message the whole lecture.
Most certainly.
You know, I say every year, and there is a mark I'll be to me. I will reach in parenting. Obi wo no ma o say ne mba aso nye den ne mba you okay. I was say we try say we be balance their being home and their being outside. Because our friend will fear, hey, their parents, you know, you're hard kakra, and now you're hard kakra. Let me put it that way. The our friend in your way, but you could do a bontia, a honor people who are almost you will become almost less manner. Because the meaning, it will be to me in Subano. You see, Mr. Young balance here, more friendly behavior, and we shouldn't stand out. We shouldn't say, me bad on yes, sir. We shouldn't say that. Obi a new one buying. Ubia nso baye.
Yeah,
Ubia nso baye. Nti said ya
different.
yeah. Said the teacher ebe conclude me battle problem no. The same way I make sure me who say no. Me push you my own ko. Me yakobisa. But what do you want to be Oba, you have me to content with. Nti umra na me see here twen.
Most certainly.
Don't say parents they hear because yeah dear but you do baby
Brother Brian, let me bring this in.
Me mama ya to bra beka.
Annie, my beautiful sister Aritia Dore, welcome. Sister Yatobra said, we have time for everything, but to be our children's advocate in the system is another matter. Parents must rise up. And then
Exactly.
Sister Yatobra says, firstborn,
exactly.
Firstborn, so their more responsibilities are no. Sometimes, and I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe your second born, you know. But
mommy, it's not always like that. Second born need to show responsibilities.
Sister Nana Rami, Sister Rami,
second born need to show responsibility. Maybe your second born.
I did the same thing. Obi born me, but me can't turn so money because Obi will hold my one ya no the in some phone in Kwasiasam. And it say me penny me bebo will be I don't like physical aggression, but in Kurani people honor they intentionally inflicting. Oma sedana, omo person omo ball. Because no sani eyo mu ofie se won sa hawa enya me ba so na wo de ba enti no akora ne bo me ka chen so no nso nyiri ne ho ma no nso mo ni bi efiri won akora ne mo ni bi enti no it is like
exactly
nobody has a right to put their hands on you me no to say me ni panyimu kasa na wo panyimu mi so na mi ntimi ye at this time of age na se me ni panyimu kasa. Now, when you want to control your emotions and your physical being, now I kid you not, I will retaliate. I will slap you too. Ubama means me bobi. We are near ya resolve a problem. Me can't out. Na me yeah.
No. Oh, mommy.
Yeah, the Bible say so. We go than the other side, and where you can means to me try the other side amount on you. You will feel it.
Baby, I know the make me add the amount. Make me add the amount, but I don't know where it's
I'm telling you, Brother Brian, to say Obi or Honma to say.
Make me add the other side now. Now I don't know where it's
And remember now, Omu abuse man, Omu a coward. Because most abuses, you know, almost physical abuse, almost boom, who can for no man, almost a coward and a bully. And you know, almost one who ya dear, what do you be no? On person be the bear no. Na me grab na say winipano. You like put your hands on me because I am some funny sometimes say. Ebi mu yes aba obi wo ho no ma enya ne fault or baby wo ho no ma they relationship because they were raised in an abusive home environment. And you know that's their norm. Of course say that's normal. So
mami fa we twam na
here no.
Mami fa we twam na obi nsre. Me kai say me wo Ghana na me nam one of the area name because shortcut di ana me ko be na baby a me pie na ye pete mu na guy bi elbo the girlfriend na nkofo gina ho a omo hwe wom na I don't know say ade ade ekoso dia ti me do ho no mo no e pushi me na me ka hwe me separate wom na guy na etu blue no e be lande wo me mafo no ye me say man ke na me twins me bo modern a twin sister ndiri ni fee baby obi a do say ma twe na fee o na guy ni di mechi na ko na mu ho no mo no na me so ni na me so je na ne ebe wo dia me bu ni bi papa me wie na ka say o ketekete fia wa ya ojina wa chi sister e bo no fo se we wi me bo na na ofiri ha no mokwa umfa nsa nka ne bi adiche na mkochwe mu area ho me hu sister no dimrika bra me das wa bra me den bra bo no afa ne nsa nka ne bi na me chi ni ja na me advice na pate sem srew won hu se obebo no bo modern akọ wani obi nso wo ho no ma onu nya wa obehwe ombo nti we de to abra boso no so ntena ne be na me dem kan sa na mko but ebinum wo ho no ma ofo se we oye na eno ano no me brand de me nkasa nche e ho no na o de oye na se me so me de ne ba na abo se koju bi chen koju ya me ntan nkasa kese he said ya o kan se me no wo kasa na afo so ni mi ti pentu be di kan ato de ya me chiro se di mo hyehyɛ o me say ni mu odu pa me ma no se me o friend me say me say ni e bachi mu odu ti me ntan fa mo
I know ne sound say
but mama dia ye na ya adisuade e na ye kan ato
people take advantage of other vulnerable poor people. And for no most some of them no juma. And they limit themselves for less, right? Now after the money pay poor decision nominate. I mean I will for sister ya atobraka sem me person met we say I'm going back to say or say we have time for everything, but to be our children's advocate in the system is another matter. Because to say bibi ayebe biano bibi ayebe biano emre da hu but to say woman no anase papa no if you know say we together na ekwan ba na wo be fa so a wo be boa wo ba if your child is being maltreated in school no because tuntum for man no teachers no most of the time no on pa akwara so teachers ni bi o problem pa tuntum for asem period enti no to say akwara ni nya fe kra na o de ahye no enti o de hye akwara na and I will fully be no say teachers in friend na esa say na dwuma a wonya nkonkonya ne sika no ho hia ne sen ne ba no well-being na ne buafu akora no ajeji ono ankasa ne ba enti wo ko school mu or the abufuo ne ko enti na bi akora no action no there is a cause for it, right? In every action we produce no there is a cause for it enti no to say parents need they don't stand up to a lot of the right things because it'll be a language barrier. Obi nso wo no ma chese nneoma mfa ne ho no no ye titin onyi no wenya saa odo no awofo ni bi wo ho they jealous of their own children to say bia one of the parents is abusing their child na and and a parent be what it's not say the whole for sexually molesting it no say ne ho from that abuse, that sexual assault. So I want make sure no. Enti no to say adwene that ye mu bitrim no. Very good. It's really evil and wicked.
Mame, say who parents na mother no for so ho from being molested. If you ever call baswa, oh no, the when you can also withstand whatever you're going through. It is so you're molested now to me. You have to stop it. In shese be call baso. Obana de said obini obinya no kwan ni yibi. Nti ye de kwa so no bekra. E wo say no so odwin ho bi. Wrong. Na ni nyina da nchen ya na meka ya no. Parents ni bi wo ho no ma sabi o. O ma dwen kan o ma. Na yade o mo yade ni yenye hu ni yade. Yenye hu so ni amamodro. The truth is, I will say parents be all standing up for your child. Be an advocate. Send a mommy out of that kind. Say, oh, advocate ma oba. You haven't done anything. You won't get a reward out of it. But respect me dignity now build their maoban. And no, and a paramount. And then a paramount. Oh, see, into change. All things must be set aside. Now you try to you best stand up amayema. Meaning abrofo ni bebre omomba at fault but almost no man no be yeding. Oria okofi on the banner kokasa. Ohun say the banner at fault. I know what throw letter to apologize. My experience be that. My experience be that. But me in shasa be see wo me fee na me kata so. Say and say. There be anything happen. See, I was say parents, a story, and I said, teacher being pale or because Oba a black, Oba no yeah bonnet. Nipa because you're black. So you have to stand up for your child. You have to.
We do.
Me, Oba made man. I have nurses I work with. I'm a no mokasa. They try to walk over me. Yeah, just walk over me. Now, we now Oba baby sama sama na abo se me so me change teacher. Me teach you squarely. We are my camera. Oh, like do not teach your children to be submissive when they are not supposed to. Yeah, oppressor or Moses no. Teach your child to stand up for him or herself. Maybe back it do baby school. Obi have a lunch, no or a concert, no knock who is there or joking, no didi, no maybe any other fee. Me volunteer our class horn. I got to know what he was doing. I got to know about it. Meet a class for and no more have your may. When the bell goes now, we are clear the different tables. No way you lunch boxes. No more bonfire. We are no way you and they do so be in the oh, yeah, so Sankata and lunch box. And no start to say, oh, yeah, knock, who is there? Send me represent our class. And also, coaching and finish. And I'm sure I says, hello, mister. It's time to eat. Go grab your lunch bag. Oh man, it is so I figure I don't know send our class on what kind of cotton. I don't ask you the ideas in the con ham only first person to do the or by fear I'm catching the men whom you are your class. It is a wooden name the neighbor feel. Don't know why and a member with Gina Namati again national who we have and what inside of the book. See where Gianni am feeding. It's a way of teaching your child to be themselves.
Yeah, self-care is very
important. School. I'm a quack farm and now a student in the back. Students in the back when you be so muy dear grows or more to 2 in 9 and a bell ball me back in the chest. The 9 born on all and I'm a son when I'm saying, excuse you, did you realize you just hit somebody? Or say I care less. I care less in the manger anymore. Miss Sonimu, when I'm catching you care less. I'm going to teach you how you're supposed to be caring about people. Inti Mikita the mono, me I'm squeezing. I said you're not primitive enough or you're very tight in my hand. Region office any office one and I'm a lady no on the science the umbra. Or by so them kita abo Friday. And I'm catching say when we dey cause. Abo Friday ni obi ku wetu ne na abo me ba me kan no say careless. Lady need tia abo Friday catching say shut it. No ne kasa. Me do feel that parents akwala parents after me phone. Yinti sanka man take charge of the situation and can one no. It's the same because school no ma. Baby I'm name in Bejina. I see a chat circle where who's a lady animal. Because I will hold you responsible right there. Me my uncle. If you never confront the teacher, they can't make a children. Me share my situation saying
well, parents need to advocate and protect their children.
Nana really they are so on them say black kids.
Sister Rami, Nana more black sometimes they fail them because of our intelligence. I mean, to say like there are so many situations. Was school. Teachers need be one no ma. Esa so mon pay before some teachers don't like black kids. Period. And no the lack of emotional intelligence because one pay be asama and no say limited the person from achieving what they want to achieve. And ni bi nso ho no ma. Almost swording. Esa say obi mistreat you. Means that some baby so asua de aye de no. Revenge is sweet when you do things to get back at the person by succeeding. By ye tum for ni omuye the opposite. Esa say fita broni anase nipa bi okọ na nima ka chen say they are not worth it. They are not valuable. And they choose to not be valuable. They choose not to be worth it. And then they misbehave. And when they say, Brother Brian, I'm getting ready to go off. And that topic, how
give.
What make us and I say about late how are you on Tikasana American? What make us an okay, may say
you're talking about today's topic, yeah.
How are people supposed to give their best when they are broken? Conclusion. I think some now the advice ben na woman to say if someone is broken and they can't give their best nneoma ben no nipa ne betimi aya obetimi asha ase ahele ne self emotionally, psychologically, physically, if they are physically min conclude na min kope bibi ni.
Right, mommy, yeah, dear, the room one me kind, and one I'm a started. Say, we are broke now. We need beer. We need wine. We need it. You cannot kill yourself to get just to give to others. That's the we need beer. The baby be ama wow honswa. Mesro, just calm down. Talk to yourself. Because we are wow. What I say? Talk to yourself. Give yourself another time. You'll get there. You know. And who here say you best suffocate here when I be hanging yourself over a pole because we don't have the time when now winning a time for preparation. It's in the far prepare yourself rather. Now win your dear, which me as a kid and I did back one maybe here in life and I say me nibia that time on a preparation mode a preparation mode man because the moment now me be no I draining here relaxed. I really set up to spend. You see, me to tell you, let me say your way. But me ni bino, me to make a list, me to make a cast. Oh, okay, we are may say, we are may say. It's in a boame in a long run. And me to me planning. I bring me ni bino. It's a mestre. A be a no be in system. And I'll be answering to me yet to send me. Maybe Brian, a year or so past, make us actually say, well, you win be. We had the enemy. Who could win? No, mommy, mestre, ubia se wunni bi. For you to give your best, just consult yourself. Talk to yourself. Dia inner person in the back show. Work with it. Wunni bia, unto me enku, unto me go to mestre, me nka attention bia, mommy. We the makasa be brace, me mama kasa anwa.
Brother Brian, that's nyame nhyira pa. Nyame nhyira. I'm told sister Ghanaians, you brought for the papa, you can't brought for Brother Brian, can't brought for you go, they brought for the rough. This sister, Epa, or say, and like Auntie Atubra said, advocating for them in the system is another issue. Make sure you know your rights. And do not make verbal concern. Make sure you are sending written emails, of course. And no, that's your evidence right there. So in case they don't do nothing about it, you can always go back to it. Just like domestic violence, always have a documentation report of your concerns related to advocating for your children. I requested a meeting with a class teacher and the principal, and not only was it not honored, but things changed about how that teacher behaves towards my son. Most certainly, the same thing with my son when he was being bullied in school. I wrote almost a 5-page letter with my concern, and I know the rules and regulations of what needs to be done with mediation and everything. And I requested to meet the parents, but because I wrote a written documentation requesting for so many things. The principal of the school took matters in her hands, and changes did happen. My son was not removed from his class because he wasn't the problem. The other child was removed from the classroom because he was the problem. And it wasn't just my son that he was bullying. He was doing a lot of things and also invading people's personal space because he does not know how to keep his hands to himself. His parents do not know how to teach him coping skills for him to be safe with his legs and feet. And sometimes, some kids becomes what they are because of the lack of parenting. And at times, some kids they just pick those type of um, negative behavior, unhealthy behavior from their circle of friends. So it's like, I can't tell other parents how to raise their children, but no child of mine is going to be physically abused, being bullied, or being abused in any form or shape. So I'm teaching my kids tools that they can protect themselves when they get into situation that they cannot handle on their own. What is the next step? Getting an adult help, being able to voice out what the problem, the situation is about, and not making the situation worse. I mean, to say, I told my son one time to very much so, uh, when a child hit him, well, he had to hit them back. I told him to hit them back because I was not going to have anyone abuse my child because this kid hit him more than one time. So I told him the next time he hit him back. And that was the end of it. But, at the same time, I also taught him that in some situation, uh, doing that, retaliating, can also escalate the situation. So you have to observe to make sure that there is help. If there's no help, but I'm not going to teach my child to use his hands as a weapon. No, to use his words as a weapon. Um, Learning how to effectively communicate with adults and other kids when situation comes about, using your words has to be your weapon. Learning how to speak with confidence and not be timid and be afraid to speak up when someone does you wrong. This Sister Apple said, when the schools know the parents don't get along, um, when the schools know the parents don't get along due to their parental alienation and divorce or two home situation, it makes the advocating tough, most certainly. Teachers like to deal with uninvolved parents. True that, most teachers, cause that is less work for them. So the child being in two homes should not be a reason for the child's need to not be met. Most certainly, sister, wakasa pa, no kure mu asɛm pa na woka. Even when the child is being raised in two homes, the parents needs to be on the same page. They need to work as a team. You have to find a common ground for your sons or your daughters' well-being. Um, you know, and growing up in a healthy environment in both homes. Sister Yatobra said we need to be invested in our personal growth, as in working on ourselves to be better humans. Most certainly, Sister, I couldn't have said it better. Thank you so very much. I'm 110% agreeable to that because that's what it's all about. Focusing on ourselves. Our self care is very crucial. Sister Rami Nana Martin said, think of Ghanaians speak a really good English to compare to, well, Ghanaians, we do speak good English. Or, yeah, we do better. Sister Epa said, yes, too bad, poor parenting of you said too, laugh at us. So I am not the only parent, but it gets bad. So I had to undo hitting back. Most certainly. I mean, to say that I just, sometimes you hear some complaints, you get frustrated because why is this child hitting my child? My child is not someone who goes and start trouble. He mind himself, and he will he does not bother anybody. So why is this child, hitting my son? And I realized that with my son being bullied in school, that's why he's like his self confidence is down. So I have to get him to build up his self confidence. But I told him, like, when he hits you again, you hit him back, and he did exactly that. The situation was resolved, with written documents and me demanding certain things and letting the principal of the school and the teachers be aware that I know my child's right, I know my right, and I know that the school needs to protect my child from school, because when I drop my son off from my home and he's coming to school to be abused, it's not happening. My child is not a punching bag. My child is not somebody's relief of their pain. If that child is being abused at home, being bullied at home by his parents, he's not going to transfer that to my child. Uh-uh. So I have to deal with it head on, because my child used to complain about not wanting to go to school. I didn't even catch it until I saw it with my naked eye, his classmate bullying him. So we as parents, we have to pay attention to our children, talk to them, ask them questions, when they come from school. The same way some teachers ask questions. Then your brother Brian sharing a story, and because Nebano a quiet person, and like they will, some of them will ask certain questions and then to start trouble, and have different the wrong perspective, or the wrong assumption. Just because a child being quiet doesn't mean that they're not happy at home. They are happy at home. That's their personality. They just don't like to talk unless they feel comfortable with other people. So when someone is broken, that person will not be able to give their best. When you are broken, in order for you to be able to give your best that you can possibly give, uh, you know, learn to accept your failure, learn to accept your wrongs. We're not perfect. Our imperfectness makes us the person that we are. And we need to take accountability of our wrongdoing. Hiding secrets. When we choose to hide secrets and not say the truth, speak the truth, uh, we are damaging our own selves. You're not damaging the other person, and you allow the other person to take your power away from you. Do not give your power to other people because you are fearful of being alone. You are fearful of not being loved. You are fearful of not knowing the real you. You are fearful of being poor. You are fearful of not doing the things the right way. You are fearful of being independent. You are fearful of speaking out the truth. You are fearful of saying it as it is. You are fearful of identifying your strength because you allow your weakness, your stronghold to outweigh your strength. No, some of our weakness, our stronghold, it can actually build us up stronger. Yes, one of my uncle who flogged me for majority of the time, 98% of the time for the wrong reason, he actually taught me how to love, because the pain that I endure, I did not want anyone that I loved dearly to go through that same pain. I wanted to give love and have people feel good within and out and feel accepted. So, him flogging me, it taught me something. It wasn't a good feeling, but it gave me a sense of peace to find out, like the opposite of dislike is like, right? The opposite of hate is love. So the negativity, the negative things that was done to me or directed towards me, I flipped that and made it positive. So I am how I am because of some of my past, bad, painful past. Mhm. And like some family member, they just wicked and evil, and they envious, and also jealousy play part in it, and greedy. Some family members do not want to see you rise, but when God has favored you, and when God blesses you, no matter what situation that you're in, no matter who you end up with or not, they cannot break you. They might be able to um, slow you down, but once you hit the highway, you find your voice, you find yourself, you work on yourself, you take care of yourself, you learn to love yourself, you learn to build your self confidence, do self assessment, value yourself, be worth everything that other people feel that you will never be able to do. Identify your stronghold, delete the ones that is not going to add on to your life, and build up the ones that will be able to add on to your life to make you a better, happier, successful person. And then you add that to your strength and you continue to build your strength up. Because when a human being is broken, you can be fixed. You can fix yourself. You can reprogram yourself in every way possible, being emotionally broken, psychologically, physically, financially, spiritually, and identity. You can rebuild yourself. You just need to pause. Just take time to pause and then start over. Review and go through everything. Analyze every situation that you be in, even the painful one that you cannot deal with. Find time and try to identify how did that came about, why you, because most of our struggle, God will not allow things to happen to us if he knows that we will not be able to handle it emotionally, psychologically, physically. Most times we put ourselves down, but we do have the strength within us. We have to search within us to stand up for ourselves, speak for ourselves, protect ourselves, protect our children, our partners. We should not just say, oh, okay, I don't have that, I can't do that. Stop pretending, stop copycatting, stop copying other people, competing with other people, comparing yourself with other people's life. You are who you are because we are each unique. Don't allow other people to influence you in a negative form. Influence yourself. Listen to suggestions. Take the ones that will benefit you. And your choice of friends, your decision making, you need to make sure, say, you really put that into thought. Don't just make decisions because a friend, a family member made that decision and it worked for them. We need to find ourselves. Be yourself. Believe in yourself, your abilities, and your capability. Cap it. If you can't go any further, cap it. But once you cap it, learn other coping skills. Once you learn other coping skills and you master in it, and you can add on to your capping, you take off the cap and you continue to grow. In order for one to be successful, we need to learn to accept our past, analyze, process it, because sometimes we are vulnerable in some areas, but we fail to acknowledge it. We don't accept our weakness. So we just fool ourselves. You pause, analyze, analyze your situation, accept your faults and your strength. Delete what will not benefit you. Add what you have learned to the things that have sustained you. Implementation, to implement things, you have to really have better understanding. The things that you're doing, how it's going to benefit you. Don't just implement without having understanding. That's why it's important to acquire knowledge. Then, once you delete and implement, you going to reprogramming. That's part of the reprogramming yourself. And for you to grow, the things that you have implement and to reprogram yourself is working. Once it's working and a lot of things are changing, that's when change comes in, growth and change. So it's a lot. I mean, we deal with a lot of things, and most times things happen because that's most of us based on our decision making. Sister Apple said, yeah, but because they don't bother anyone, that is why they get bullied. So we had to get involved and hold the school and bus drivers responsible for their safety. Most definitely, if one cannot protect your child, you need to like protect your child, because if you don't do that, a lot of people, just mistreat others because they find them vulnerable. They see that they don't bother anybody, so they're going to bring the problems to you. Mr. Epa said, true. Keeping secrets with a child against one parent contributes to these things. It starts from home. Everything that our kids learn starts from home. So we need to uh, make sure we producing a healthy home environment. This Ayatobra said we have to help our children get a foothold in the system by helping them. Most certainly, they may not go back to Ghana to live. Many are concerned with property back home, not thinking of their kids' future. Give them a good life. You can get the property here too, most definitely. Instead of renting homes, we can actually literally work to buy our own home here, because renting a home, you actually pay more. When you buy your own house, your mortgage, you figure it out and you do better with that. Since I had to Rasadra, I will miss your program with Sofu today. Give him my regards. Why? I will definitely do, and no problem. And then a program with Sofu Samuel or Koso, a conflict in the bedroom. To say our for mmaa ne okun ne ɔyerenom sɛ eduru sɛ mo bɛsɛpɛ mo ho a, wei sɛ kae, wei sɛ twe na mentwe, kyerɛ sɛ nsɛm pii nti yɛbɛka ɛyi bedroom mu asɛm, conflict in the bedroom. Nti no, wo a bɛtumi ajoin no, and all contributions are welcome. Brother Brian said, sorry, my concern, my earpiece went off and it kicked me out automatically. No problem, bro. Thank you for your contribution, Pa. I appreciate your time also. Mommy, don't worry. I will step in for you today. Oh, that's good, Brother Brian. So you're going to be part of today's uh, marriage lessons. Is 7. Yeah, come on, is 7. Brother Brian from Pong. Awesome. Oh, that's so good. Sister Epa said, I did a video on accepting responsibility and owning up to one's emotion. It is the genesis of overcoming and reprogramming. Most definitely, you always need to do that, because some people, they don't focus on that. When it comes to accepting responsibility and owning up to your own emotions, yes, it's very important. Holding yourself accountable. Yes, yes, yes. Buying a house here is way better, most definitely. I am glad I made it to this powerful program today. Oh, sis, I appreciate you and thank you for your productive contribution. I really enjoyed today's program. Earlier, when I started the program, no, I think I got emotional. I was really emotional because I thought I was ready to have this type of like topics, because we do have some people now, they are going through hell. They have been through hell and they're still living in hell, even though they are alive, their trauma has affected their every life, their marriages, their relationship, having children, and they still have not healed from it. Today, I didn't go into the other side, when one is molested, the effect that it will have on them. So, some other time, I'll come and talk mainly about that. Um, we thank God. I thank God that, I never had to like go through with that. But make no mistake, I have a cousin who tried to rape me 3 times. And like when information is given, that's a powerful tool. I think my mom being a nurse and her teaching us certain things, places that one cannot touch, saved me from being molested or being raped in my teenage years that I lived, the 5.5 years that I lived with a family member. So, like, because some family members, they don't care for you, they don't protect you, even when it's their own flesh and blood that is hurting you, and you tell them they want to keep secret and cover it up because they don't want the family to be embarrassed. But I'm just grateful. But there are some women, especially a lot of women, who now are suffering. They adult, but they're suffering because of because of being molested and being sexually assaulted, being raped when they were teenagers, and it's not easy. Mhm. So women, we have to uh, advocate for one another. We have to stand with one another when we see a sister going through their painful moments. We shouldn't judge them. We need to support them with kind, positive, encouraging words. Um, Most of the times, some of the things that we can do to start believing in ourselves is that some it's really important, believing in ourselves, create by we need to create positive energy, and we can also begin to expect the best of the best in everything that we do. We can also start to see things happening for us perfectly, even in our imperfect world. And then we have to align with our desires. Desire is our one. Sometimes we table that, and also our goals and our needs. I focus mainly on my needs than my wants, because my wants is something that I can go without it. My need is something that requires me to have. So it's like, there are some things in that a human being cannot function without it. Your peace of mind, because when you're not in a good place, you either get sick, you will need other people to take care of you. You will struggle in so many areas that I cannot even finish mentioning it. It will take the whole day. Um, when we have positive energy, it attracts other like energy. So today I feel positive. In the beginning, as I said, I was struggling with emotions, because when you hear some people's stories now, it's awful. It's awful, terrible. But I share some of my favorable moments, the haha moments, just to feel, just to like draw energy feeling, because I felt sad just speaking about some things, thinking about how I began the program today. It wasn't a good feeling. I was feeling down, but now I feel good. I feel great because I have friends like you, supporters like you, followers like you, who came on and deliver an awesome productive contribution, to bring me back into the program. And it is not okay, and it's not luck to do things the best way possible way that we can. But when it comes to giving our best, we all have responsibility. We need to learn to step outside our comfort zone and learn new things, acquire knowledge. And when we do acquire knowledge, don't just sit on it. Learn how to implement it effectively. But always learn how to uh, communicate effectively, how to love yourself, care for yourself. In almost every program I do, I talk about self love, self care, self confidence, self discipline, self value, self respect, self assessment, um, self everything, self assurance. You have to motivate yourself, all right? Um, so it is not blind faith or luck. It is the way things naturally tends to work, and our decision makings are so very important. Sister Epa, Yoko Godwins, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Um, okay, thank you. In the beginning, I was like, I felt myself being emotional, uh, I felt myself feeling emotional because it's really sad when you think about some things that other people go through. And with the COVID-19, parents who are home with their children that are abusive to their children, please um, show some compassion, love. Even if you the ones in pain, talk about your pain, get some help, and let's build our children's future and their successors. Children do not ask to be born, you know. It's us parents who make the decision to do that, and they don't deserve to be abused in any form of shape, and they are vulnerable. So it's up to us parents to protect our children, not to hurt them. So we need to learn to heal from our broken self because we cannot give our best when we are broken. Sister Echo said, do you see what Facebook is doing? They duplicate my comments with my page name when I only had one comment. Oh, I see. That's good though. Like, because they know that your account is connected. That's why. Most definitely. Sister Yatodra said, happened to me to wow or like and love, but not me doing that. And some baby. Openyi wrestle and I aka ochi my knee. Openyi ochi, welcome anytime, says Midawase. So join me at 3 p.m. US Eastern Time, which is going to be 3 hours from now. So with Sofo Okoso, and the topic is conflict in the bedroom. My beautiful sister Agnes Isan, welcome. Hey, brother Charles Ben Teria, I miss you. When are you going to come and contribute live? I know about it. Oh my goodness, Miss Mandy, the knowledgeable Miss Mandy, Evelyn, Amanda, Adu, welcome. I was so into it. I didn't even see you guys joining. My beautiful sister Lauren, Kristen Cole, brother Brackley, Brother Douglas in team, Brother Ambedigo Bright, Sister Missy Amofedria, Brother Stephen Zigbee, Brother Joseph Osei, Owusu, Brother Frimpong Isaac, my beautiful sister Linda Amwako, Owusu, and to everybody, Sister Amma Manson, my motivational sister, critical thinker, creative sister, Sister Ya Atobra, Madam Sister Yoko, God wins. My baby sister Chris Cross, Mensa, Ahofridrian, so hey, they say, and Olimdian, so she has such wisdom. Brother my inspirational brother Brian from Pong, and then Waba Abe Kasapa, I share so many things. I learned so much. My beautiful sister Rami Nana Martin, Martin, like today, dear. Hey, today, dear, you went. Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Pamobanamu contribute to I am an and I want you guys to be part of the program. So I like to read the comment most of the time just to bring have everybody be part of it. At times, I'm not able to go through all the comments, but it doesn't mean say I love you any less. I love you guys all one and the same. Thank you to all those who had Brother Anka Aquas. That's a Brother Joe Kinsley. Hey, it didn't make us make one by one. I make go. And beautiful sis, my black beauty sister Alethea Dolly. And my mood yeah me and your boy it's not intentional. Until more share program no more invited friends to come. Brother Vasco, thank you so much. Uh more liking, more loving, more use to other emojis, more musre, ba se me tia me musre me sa. As always, before and son of Mekono, we more new me no amebo. My main born na me yin fee so and then I went gospel. Me shall say a Tago sisters a come on there, send me step away, come make you phone call. I'm going back. My bye.
Oh, yes,
Hey, boss lady, oh, the marvelous, Strongwell. Knowledgeable, beautiful Lord lady. Thank you. Right. God bless you, guys. I am not tuning in Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. UK time. Boss lady, your bed drive go wrong. Sir. And on Thursday, Friday night to Monday, Ubadana with Sister Amma Medicine. You have a lot of powerful ladies and some brothers. Yeah, Baba Kamibi, I will talk about anything. Ubadana, it's your child sleeping, eh? We go every area, so join us, eh? We're going to be our own voice. We are never broken. Hey! We will do our best. We will give our best. Because nobody going to remove ourselves from all the negativity. All the pain, the past pain. Letting go of the past and building ourselves up. Believing in ourselves. Self-care. We're not going to give our power away. We advocate for ourselves. We talk about coping skills in helping our children, building our relationship and marriages, and speaking up when we need to do so. Let me end with Esther Smith. Why? You guys enjoy. Yedin kunim. Sa? Yedin kunim. Charlie, this song, party. I have to go back a little bit. Hey, my baby sister, Chris Mensa. Hey, sis. And someone na me now. How are people supposed to give their best when they are broken? The immediate one any Esther Smith nyumi obrunsam ebubomu sejata. And so ontimi nye foko when we listen to foolish fools. Foolish fools, that's when we give our power again. So we need to believe in ourselves. I believe in my God. Whatever your belief is, believe that. Be a prayerful person and stop allowing yourself to be abused in any form of shape. Me kwa echire kakra because me Holy Spirit naba. My black beautiful sister. My black beauty sister, Nana, yeah, and John. Please welcome. Baby sister, first Christmas. God bless you too. I'm my own miracle. You are your own miracle. Create your own miracle. We are not broken. No. Our imperfection is going to be perfect in God's eyes. Charlie, hey, and then my volume and I feel it, and I saved this song particularly for the ending of the program because I wanted to sum everything up. There is a cause for it. There's a reason for it, and we are capable of handling anything. Some of you, your circumstance and your pain is different from others. Some of you, your trauma is greater than any one of us can carry. But that should not let you limit yourself or give your power again. You are stronger than you think. So take care of yourself, each other, and God bless. One love to each and every one of you. I see you guys at 3 p.m., which is 2 hours, 45 minutes. So bye. It's your way, it's your way, it's your way. It's your way, it's your way, it's your way. Kuliani sa ubaya bewa rajani mo, tuko swaba mbaya. Kuliani sa ubaya bewa rajani mo, tuko swaba mbaya. It's your way, it's your way, it's your way. It's your way.